You're a burglar breaking into a fancy house. You've heard that there's supposed to be a lot of valuable items for you to collect here, but nothing could prepare you for the horrors that you are about to meet in Eyes, the horror game. If you're a part of the same generation as me, you may very well have gotten a sense of nostalgia clicking on this video. Released in 2013 for mobile devices and PC through the browser, Ice the Horror Game is an indie horror game that saw a lot of success due to being free and so easily accessible. Looking up this game for this video, it looks like it ended up getting a re-release on Switch, and they apparently added multiplayer, which, okay. But I want to talk about the original Eyes that we all remember from our childhood. As with many games I've covered here, there isn't too much of an in-depth story to speak of. The basic premise is that you're a burglar breaking into a house, but you soon discover that you're not alone. And since this is a horror game, upon encountering the creature that we're soon about to discuss, instead of running for your life, you decide that it's more important to get that bread. Say what you will about the premise, but our main protagonist really is on his grind set. Anyways, the goal of the game is similar to Slender the 8 Pages. Collect all the items and escape before the monster catches you. The unique twist with eyes is just that, the eyes. Around the map you will find these eye symbols that you can collect. These work as consumable items where using one allows you to see through the perspective of the creature for a short amount of time, allowing you to see where they are on the map, giving the game some strategy in terms of when to use the eyes and moving around the map accordingly. One random detail about the game that I thought was really good and I wanted to mention is that the PC release of Ice is very dark and you're equipped with a flashlight, but in the mobile version the brightness is increased and you're not reliant on seeing through your flashlight. Anyone who remembers how small phone screens were in 2013 will understand how painful it would be to have to look through a small flashlight circle in what's already a very small restricting screen. So it was a really nice thought by the developers to take that into account when making both ports. Anyways, what is this horrifying creature that's coming after you? Well, it's a floating head. As silly of a concept as that might sound, it really is anything but. The dead eyes, the terrifying smile, and most of all, the intestines hanging out of the skull almost blending in with the hair. In my Slender the 8 Pages video, I talk about how the game had aged poorly and doesn't offer much for today's audience. But I actually think Ice, despite being heavily influenced by Slender, does hold up much better and truly is scary to this day. The monster hasn't been memed to death and it offers some unique mechanics that introduces a level of strategy into the concept that gives a game a lot of replay value. So I would highly recommend that you go out and play this on your own and experience the horror of Ice the Horror Game.